Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs, to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness, by giving, will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to and you possess. Otherwise you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand, to be there to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve, become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 432nd One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, May 26, 2026. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute Education Department, and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I will be host once again in this weekly continuous series of workshops. And once again, we have the pleasure of being joined with the members and support members of the Universal Council, who will be presenting today's program. So without further ado, let me get that program ready here. And we will begin, I believe, with Moshfek as our opening today.
Can anybody else speak? Because there's the prayer thing going on right now. Just a little bit.
Okay, thank you. So we need a volunteer to speak for the Keshe Founder for the One Nation.
Where are those
Thank
who
you, my
love to
dear.
speak?
Oh, Mark,
No,
welcome,
go
welcome.
go right ahead. I was just saying, where are those who like to speak a lot?
Oh, thank you, my dear. Thank you, and um, I will say welcome, welcome, welcome. Swagatam in India. When we welcome somebody, we say Swagatam into the beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome, 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 dear ones, into the beautiful energy of all souls in existence. Welcome, welcome, welcome into the beautiful energy of the Plasma City, the city of lovers. And welcome, welcome, welcome here in Keshe Foundation to be in the family, to be in love, to be in peace, to experience the abundance, to experience the balance, to experience the knowledge infinite. Thank you for being here always, dear beautiful souls, as everything is changing in a way. And it started from every individual, every every soul in India. We say Jivatma, every soul, a tree, a flower, a sand, like this, And this beauty comes into the surface, coming into the surface as peacefulness first, and then the path of peace and enlightenment. So, my dear beautiful souls, hold on, hold on, dear ones, and again, thank you for being here always, always, always. Gratitude, gratitude, and love from the core of my heart and soul, beautiful, beautiful soul. Salam, namaste, Tari.
So I wish to extend Shweta's invitation. And when we wish, we are doing more than that. We are engaging in a new direction. So as we wish for peace over the years, news are beginning to appear that the march of peace is on. And we'll hear more about it later on in the program. And so I extend the invitation that without to join this march, join this wish. Would you not? With that invitation, let's start the program. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Moshfek. I've got an excerpt from the 643rd That is the last Knowledge Seekers workshop. And it starts at about the 1 hour and 26-minute mark. And will be about 6 minutes long. I'll play that now.
There are no borders in the universe. Man made the borders on this planet, houses, streets, nations, and everything else. There are no walls, there are no borders in the world of creation. Man is in touch and in contact. Something very beautiful. Sorry, it was just something, a beautiful thing is happening, and it's a joy. If many of you know or not, the Chinese government and the Russian government have decided to bring down their borders. It has started. It's about 4,200 kilometers of borders. The reason they've done this is very amazing, but there is a lot of things sitting behind it, and I work with both nations in a different way. And I admire what President Xi has done and is doing, and Putin is playing the game because it gives him advantages. In a way, very soon, if this works out, there is no country called Russia between China, and there is no country called China. Borders of China comes all the way to Ukraine, and borders of Russia goes all the way to the Pacific Ocean, because they became one nation. If this works, it's the first time done, is part of the work of President Xi in the background, that making the Silk Road the way it was. We had no borders, people just walked. Oh, I'm in Afghanistan, I'm in whatever, I'm in China, or Chinese speaking people. We had no borders, we had no customs. And this is the first time I ever done this. EU does this, but EU is still different government, different structures and everything else. This is the first time two superpowers are doing it. And this is actually a nail in the coffin from the United States, because now China can move all the arms into the front line of Ukraine and wipe Ukraine out as part of the Russian structure. And we've seen this as the next step, as we saw with the Strait of Hormuz. The Americans blocked all the naval forces. Iran does not export any oil, but now Iran exports more oil through rail to China than ever did before. How about they are doing? The next step is Kazakhstan will come over the open border, and then Tajikistan and Iran. So the Silk Road, losing borders, becoming just a name on the map, is taking shape. And it's wonderful to see this, set it up. If you look at the week before when Trump came to China, and now Putin paying visit, it's totally different body language, it's totally different structure of leadership. There they come, we dictate, we want. Here we are all one, let's eat off the same table. And this will bring back long dream of no nationhood. We are Chinese from China, part of this planet, and we are Russians. And if this goes through the way it's going, keeping independence and taxes and everything else, which is the main concern from these governments, we have seen the change of taking the lines of the maps of the nations of the ground that man has been fighting for. And it's absolutely amazing. If this 4,200, and then we have 620 kilometers with the Kazakhstan, which is the next step to it. They'll come in because Kazakhstan is heavily loaded with debts to China. They'll open it. And then we move down, there will be literally the Silk Road and no borders. You don't need to show passports. It's just that if you get a stop or you do something wrong in China and in Russia, you give your documents and you treat it according the same as the Chinese law. And it needs a lot of paperwork to complete, but the first stage has started. No borders. And I congratulate President Xi and Putin for achieving, starting at least the same. In EU, you have this, but still you have a problem of we have collectively to decide. This is totally one step further. We keep our structure, we decide, but we work as one. Now the sanctions on Russians become meaningless because the whole China can supply whatever they like. The same thing now has happened with Iran. And we'll see soon Tajikistan and Kazakhstan will open up as one border, no border, and then it'll become amazing. We'll see the beginning of the process of the peace with demolishing the borders which we fought to protect so much. It's interesting. I called in a meeting yesterday with some diplomats. I said, now Xi has become another Genghis Khan, but with the sword of peace. He's conquering, taking borders, and making all one nation. But in a peaceful way. It's amazing what's taking shape. We don't need to kill to protect imaginary lines because the imaginary lines are not there. It's just that I collect taxes on my side, you collect taxes on your side. If you need help, if you need anything, I put it in. This was inevitable. The way the Ukrainian war pushed Putin to this was amazing because the only place he could sell it goods and all 80% of its exports was to China. So what was the use of it? Became part of Chinese structure. And now they've taken the walls down, and Kazakhstan is 80% in debt with China, and this the next one will come down. And
All right, that's our excerpt from the last 643rd Knowledge Seekers Workshop. That'll be from last Thursday, May 21st. And again, that starts at about the 1.5 hour mark for people that would like to follow through with that. All right, let's move on to our next thing. I've got a discussion about peace and borders with Moshfegh. Let me get that lined up here.
Okay. So, as you have heard from Mr. Keshe, peace is marching on. And one of the interesting things about peace becoming mainstay and the border disappearing along with it, is that cultures that are separated by passport, borders, border guards become irrelevant. And as people mix freely, the diversity of people and cultures, cuisine, way of life come together. Now, the planet Earth itself is a diverse place because of the tilt that we are very familiar with, because of the tilt of the planetary axis. We have enormous diversity in weather and physical appearance. We have Chinese, Russians, Brazilians, Africans, and many others. And we all have strengths. We all have our unique abilities. As we come together, we bring these capabilities and the variety of intelligence. And we know variety promotes intelligence. And this is one of the attributes of the planet, the very strength of the planet. And as we come together with the border removed, the intelligence goes up. We share the best of our ideas, best of our abilities, and make the best of it. This is peace. And with it comes what? Prosperity. We are heading that. And that's the march. We in this One Nation, One Planet, One Race meetings have talked about this peace and prosperity over the years. Yes, we started it long ago, and it continues, and it's gaining momentum, gaining strength, gaining speed. And the more we participate, the better it gets. The wish that was a laughing matter for some, as it happens, turned out to be a command. We are in the march. We are in the march towards intelligence and prosperity. There is no going back. So that's I'll just leave it there for now, and others can talk about it if they are interested. So it's a wonderful time. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Moshfek. Perhaps we can move into our wishes now. I'll remind our audience there'll be a full minute of silence after each wish is voiced. And you see, we have 2, 3. I think we have 5 different, 5 or 6, 6 it looks like, wishes here today.
Thank you, mighty Rick. The wishes, beautiful souls in this one planet, one mission, one way. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The wishes. We, the Universal Council, give to our soul all the love always to all souls in existence. Our wish is our command. We are present. We, the Universal Council, give from our soul to create time for all mankind to reach the knowledge, to create the dimensions of the cosmic ray mirror, to manifest permanent peace at the physical level. Our wish is our command. We are present.
We, the Universal Council, give. Okay. Is this the one?
Yes, we did the other one already.
All right. Okay. All right. With the peace arriving rapidly, we, the Universal Council, elevate the souls of for their intelligent participation in the prosperity.
We, the Universal Council, wish for the continued development and expansion of the new plasma city, hidden behind the game of peace and enlightenment, allowing the freedom of the physicality and soul of humanity.
We, the Universal Council, give from our soul for all hungry or homeless people in the earth and above. This is our wish. Our wishes are common.
We, the Universal Council, give from our souls and invite all of humanity to elevate the soul of every leader in every nation to work as one soul in one direction to achieve peace as one nation, one planet, one race. is our wish, and our wish is our comment.
We, the Universal Council, give from our souls and invite all of humanity to elevate the soul of every leader and every nation to work as one soul in one direction to achieve peace as one nation, one planet, one race.
Okay, next we have the connection between souls. And I believe this is with Stefania. Or if Stefania is not available.
Hello, I'm available. Yes, Rick.
Okay, great.
My
Thank
phone
you.
is difficult to switch the microphone on. So I'm available. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so good evening, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Stefania. I'm the representative of the Italian language for the Universal Council. Yeah, today I will do the soul connection. So I will start to read this sentence. I love you, my soul. I leave you, and I love you. I love with you and adore you. Bring balance for me, what allows me to be perfect in the dimension of physicality. Yes, so today I will do the soul connection in Italian language. I would like to do it, the soul connection, in a little bit of in a different way than we do usually. So I would like to, and this idea came from Ingrid. She's a knowledge seeker. And it came from the idea because one day she came to a class and she said that she talked about a method she used is like a YM method where, and she talked about a story where this man emptied the whole mental hospital just by connecting with the soul of the people in this hospital. And the way he was doing was this: he was he was asking to kind of forgive them for, because somehow he also was responsible for them to be in that position, and he told them all at the soul level that he loved them and he was thankful for them to be present, and then he hoped that he could be forgiven for whatever he did, and he just told him how much he loved him, and at the same time he imagined them to say the same to him. So like said to him that they are sorry if they created any trouble, but also they loved him as well, and they would ask for forgiveness, and then they kind of balance the love with each other. And for me, that story was really important because she practiced also on herself with her soul. And I thought, yeah, why we don't do the same in the soul connection when we connect between all of us. For example, even when we connect to elevate all the leader, for example, for this can be a different way to do it, the same things, because it's always good to find variation of whatever we do. So I thought to maybe consider what happened in the world today. Maybe I was thinking we could do in this whole connection a way that we can connect to all of us, and even to the world reader, tell them that they're really precious for us, and they're doing, that we're really sorry if we put them in that situation where now they creating so much conflict and wars. But we thank them for the job they do, because they're representing every world leader represent the whole nation. So we still thank them for their job, and we forgive them for whatever they did, and we say to them that we really love them, and we want the best for them, and then we can think like the same things. The world leader, they're really happy for us to the fact we understand them, and they don't want to make all this harm in the world. So they also ask for forgiveness, and they say that they love all humanity, and they want the peace for all the world. So they're very happy that we understand them, and so in this way we balance each other, because this goes very well also with the workshop of last week, with the draw of the soul and soul of physicality, and you got the soul be weaker at the beginning, they become stronger, and the soul, the physicality get weaker. But there is a point they actually have a balance, and we know that if we want to transmute and live in peace and harmony, we have to find that balance where we're all equal. So I think this way of soul connection, and obviously if you think it's not anymore connected to the soul level, so you have to somehow, whatever I said before, you have to kind of create the feelings of this love, unconditional love, towards them, towards us, towards you. I don't know if I'm clear, but I'm going to repeat all this in Italian now, briefly, and then we're going to start. I hope it's fine with you, okay? So I'm going to start now. Just a second. Yeah, it's very hot in Italy, sort of. Ok, so iniziamo con la connessione delle anime. Per farla breve, non vi dirò tutto quello che ho detto in inglese. Comunque, questa connessione dell'anima la voglio fare in maniera un pochino differente. Quindi, considerando le problematiche che ci sono nel mondo oggi, io pensavo di farla in questo modo, ho avuto questa idea. Questa connessione dell'anima la voglio dedicare ai capi di Stato. I capi di Stato, loro ci rappresentano, siamo noi che li abbiamo votati e rappresentano la nostra nazione, come ogni capo di Stato rappresenta qualsiasi altra nazione. Quindi vorrei farla in questo modo, dove noi chiediamo scusa ai capi di Stato per il fatto che loro sono in questa situazione difficilissima, e che loro sono utili per noi, noi li abbiamo messi in quella posizione e quindi noi li apprezziamo, cioè noi li vogliamo bene, e che speriamo che riescono a risolvere la situazione in cui sono e a portare la pace. E poi vorrei che voi immaginaste anche quest'altra situazione dove i capi di Stato stessi, tipo il nostro italiano e quelli del mondo che creano problematiche, che loro sono contenti che vengono capiti dall'umanità per lo sforzo che stanno facendo, e a loro gli dispiace la situazione in cui sono, che stanno creando conflitti, guerre, distruzione, e anche loro vogliono la pace e anche loro vogliono l'armonia, no? Per l'umanità e per tutto l'universo. Quindi vorrei che quando ci connettiamo a livello dell'anima, a creare questo amore incondizionato verso di noi, verso di loro, e trovare questo bilancio, perché si rispecchia un po' anche al workshop della settimana scorsa. Quindi faremo, we will be in silence now for a minute. Saremo in silenzio per un minuto e per favore non pensate, ma cercate di replicare queste sensazioni ehm, eh, di amore incondizionato, ecco, anche quando uno si comporta male, ma di trovare la pace anche quando uno si trova male. So now we're going to be in silence for a few minutes, and please just find a way to replicate the feelings of emotion, of compassion, and also of love for yourself, for people around you, for the world leader, for everyone, for everything, and with intention to create world peace, and also to imagine them to do the same. The world leader very happy, have this joy, and also finding this love and compassion towards us, and these feelings of love for everything. So now I'm gonna be in silence for 1 minute. Ok, thank you. Start from now. Iniziamo adesso. Okay, thank you. And also we can expand this to the universe, to the whole universe. So we can go further. So you can also do the same with the universe. So apologize to the universe for creating this condition of imbalance and distraction from planet Earth and onwards. And you tell that for us, the universe and universal community are very important for us. And we really would like the best for them, and we really love them, and we want to have live in balance with all the universe. And the same things you can think the universe do the same. So the universe can talk to us and say, yes, I'm sorry if we created this condition of imbalance in the universe. We also think that you're really precious for us. We really thank you to be part of the universe. We are happy that you are part of the universe, and we want to live in harmony with you, and we can wait for you to become a part of the universal community. As in Italian, then I finish. La stessa cosa possiamo anche farla in italiano, possiamo espanderci all'universo. Quindi quello che vi ho detto lo possiamo anche espandere all'universo, dove possiamo immaginare che l'universo, anche l'universo, gli chiediamo scusa per questo sbilancio che c'è nell'universo, questa distruzione che abbiamo creato nella Terra, e che noi amiamo l'universo e che noi vogliamo questa pace nell'universo. E la stessa cosa possiamo immaginare l'universo che ci dice sì, a noi fa piacere che voi fate parte di noi e fate parte dell'universo, non vediamo l'ora che fate parte anche dell'unità comunità universale, e anche noi vi riteniamo preziosi e vi amiamo e vogliamo questa pace e questo bilancio. Ecco, quindi grazie. Prendiamo un minuto per questo. We just have one minute for this and then we finish. Just imagine now to the universe, connecting with peace for the whole universe. Whatever I said before. Okay, thank you. Okay, we can go to the next slide. So the universal, okay, shall I reading this?
I had Mehran down, but
Okay, yeah, perfect. Go ahead, Marines.
Yes. Thank you, Estefania, for this formula. I remember it was in a book years ago. It was Fashion. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. They used to say, you say that in anything you have problem, and it would be solved, as you said. So I don't see any.
And Marines, and I've also remembered that Ingard said the reverse as well, where you said I love you, forgive. No, I forgive you. You said I'm sorry. Yes, there is these steps, but to be also reverse. They tell to us as well. They're happy. They also love us as well. So it's both part. I don't know if you understood. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, I found it. So another wisdom around now. So we decide, the Universal Council, invite the Keshe and Universal family present on the earth in unifying at the soul level every time, every day, and at 9 PM CET of CEST for the soul connection. We, the Universal Council, give from our soul and impact all humanity, elevate the soul of every leader in every nation to work as one soul in one direction to achieve peace as one nation, one planet, one race. So honestly, I've not done at 9 PM because I'm busy with something else. So that reminds me to go back. And because it feels good when I was doing it, but I do it a lot of time during the day. And I have a feeling that we shouldn't worry about peace. We just, as Mr. Keshe says, we just sit, wait and see. So things are rolling towards peace, and that's very exciting time. And there is going to be peace and justice, and humanity can raise the level that he deserves. I see, when I see these crimes in places that are crimes, I see this new generation has been so much suppressed that they have lost their values. They have seen so many people which are rich, or which have this kind of car, or this kind of vacation, and they have not that. And as they have lost, they have been taken the moral values, the moral considerations that make a country, make a nation. So the only thing they know is what they see, and they don't have what they see, so they become degraded. So for the things, even not very important, they commit crimes and they kill. And I think when the system changes, these people find their place in society, in human society, as a human being. And when they find their value, the crime would go down, because they can think about the consequences of them as a human being who can decide for his life and his future. So that's one of the things I hope would come to reality. And other things, as far as hunger and insecurity, also, I think they're all related to this peace and justice. So we just have to wait and see. Thank you for all your help. I think we are part of the peacemakers, so we can be proud of ourselves as peacemakers.
Thank you, my dear Rick. And also, thank you, Mehran. Thank you so, so much. And also, we invite you to connect with a member of the Universal Council to send us your question to be answered live each week, or the needs of your community. And all together, the essence is talking to each other, discussing with each other, as we are all learning, beautiful souls. As we are all learning, we are all knowledge seekers. And I invite you to soul, my dear beautiful souls, to take part in the discussions, in the teachings to each other. We teach you, you teach us, advices, sharing, love, and this can be manifested in a way in the Telegram groups of Keshe Foundation, different languages of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. And you can have your share, beautiful souls. Always we will share each other. And this is the way the path of peace and enlightenment will go on. So thank you for being here always, dear beautiful souls. Please welcome into the Telegram groups of Keshe Foundation. Thank you. Welcome to the family. Thank you for joining us as one. So, salam, namaste.
Okay, thank you, Shweta. Next, I have the invitation from Mr. Keshe to become a Universal Council member. And it's an extract from the 576 Knowledge Seekers Workshop.
There's something which I should have made an announcement. As we are structuring in a new development of the Keshe Foundation, is worldwide application and implication. As we set up the structure for Universal Council, a number of Universal Council members have become old and they reach the age of 60, and they serve during the 60 years they are there till 61. They to run the functionality of the operation of the what we call energy dimension, the Universal Council members, if you want to become, please consider and let your soul decide of any languages around the world, as these will be announced very soon internationally, and we expect the souls to serve. And if it's from the knowledge seekers who understand the technology with dimension of the soul, you can apply for to be added to and become a member of the Universal Council. The Earth Council is appointed by the Keshe Foundation on the grounds of true structure of the nationality, understanding the culture, that there is no prejudice by physical dimension of the borders. And so if you feel your soul is there to serve humanity in expansion and the growth of it, just apply for it at the Keshe Foundation, or send the email to info@keshe.foundation, say I would like to be a member of the Universal Council. We receive this regularly, and now we going to expand this very rapidly due to what is to come and what is to be done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marjorie. Thank you so much. I also want to add that please do join as a Universal Council member, support member, Universal Council support member, as this is the time, this is the way we have to go, as we are all universal souls, my dear, and the borders are, dissolving. So, welcome to Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization as a Universal Council support and Universal Council member. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salut.
Okay, thank you again, Shweta. Next, I have a video excerpt from the last 643rd Knowledge Seekers Workshop. This is about our souls and the children of Mithra.
If you go back over the teachings of past decade or so, I always said that we teach the humans through the teaching and the voice, and what we teach through the soul is heard by the soul of the universe. This education for all, as other citizens of this universe are not here, but they are connected through the soul. So this is why we call universal teachers. But this brings you a very big dilemma. Now that you know, while you're listening to the ear of the man, the soul is getting taught the same thing. So this time, the knowledge is the husband who shares both things between both sides. Nothing is hidden. But one thing become very interesting for you lot. When you go to sleep, when the mistress plays, where does she go? Most probably, most of you have had a dream, and the same people, the same scenario, the same type of line of place or person comes back into your dream, maybe next night. You put your head up and put it back down again. You go for a drink and come back to bed, and the dream follows. Or a few years later, oh, I remember I had this dream connection or whatever. Or you have a dream about mom and dad or grandpa, and you put it down as part of the memory, but this is where the soul goes. So why this happens? Does it mean that the mistress has already found his home? Does the mistress goes every night to the same house, does not need to be on the streets to meet the lover, to be the part of the creation? Does this mean that the husband leaves the wife in bed, opens the door and goes to the house where the mistress lives? Not on the streets, it's next door, or it's a couple of doors down the road, and so on. Or makes a trip, I'm going for a business meeting in another city, same destination, same house. What does this mean? This means that the soul of the man, during the rapid cycles of sleep every 24 hours, does not, as we say, prostitute itself across the universe. It pays a visit, makes contact to where the final point of destination will be when the wife does not want to move anymore and say goodbye to the dimension of physicality. Which means these dreams, these processes of I had a dream, is paying visit or paying homage to where the soul will be at the final point when the physicality goes. So in a way, you do not become a homeless somewhere in the universe. You have already made home. You know where you go. You see you are degraded to nothing with the crimes you've done, or you see the brighter lights of the Creator. You don't just get up and go. Maybe sometimes you have to, but you test a lifetime. You build that nest the way the bird does, stick by stick. Every night the wife goes to sleep, you put another brick on the place where you're going to be. But this house you building in a position in the universe is sitting on the boat, on the river of the field of the universe, and depending on your conduct, it flies and swims up the river because it's stronger to the source, or down the river from the source, away from the Creator. Then you can do everything if you understand this. If you understand the knowledge, you have to bring the emotion of the physicality and emotion of the soul of the man to be at that joint, at that point. And then if you remember in past few teachings I told you, I know the time I go. It's all preset. You are not aware of the knowledge. We are. We are the timekeepers. We know, we understand. When I tell you, I know the time, the place, and the position that I leave this dimension of physicality because I agreed on it. I'll be here for a long time. Being here for a long time, you called every name on this planet to the same soul. I just changed the frog. One day with the turban on the head, and one day bare skin on the ground, and one day another shame in the mountains. But it's the same soul.
And when we leave, we already know the time, the place. Now you understand the pattern of your life. Now you understand, you can even know the seconds you are moving to the new house and you hand the key over to the new tenants to take over the flesh and the blood of the man. Enjoy your trip. Understand your life. And once you understood that, live by the ethos of Mitra. You will create the children of Mitra. You live the life of Mitra and you become part of the energy of the universe. Don't forget, the soul of Mitra came from the soul of the Creator. Now, when you create the children of Mitra in the space of the universe, they know where to go to see the Father, as there is no dimension of restriction of the physicalities. Position of the stars and galaxies is the separation of the soul of the Creator in dimensions of existence. But in fact, every soul sits within the soul of the Creator. Even the Creator is on a journey of souls in the dimension, vast dimension of the Unicos. We go for a break and we come back. And I hope you enjoyed understanding your own weaknesses, your own lack of understanding of your own creation. The way you shed the skin every 28 days, you can separate the soul every 50, 60, 100 years, but be part of that soul to manifest in a dimension, place, and position as Moses, Christ, Muhammad, and the rest. But it's the same soul. We are the teachers. Nothing is hidden. We are those who you call messengers. We go for a break and we come back. Enjoy your trip. And remember what you have to do with yourself tonight to know your own mistress that you denied existed.
All right, that's the excerpt from the last 643rd Knowledge Seekers Workshop. Okay, next on the lineup, we have a discussion about the game of peace and enlightenment. Discussion usually means someone is speaking.
Okay, I will do that.
Thank you, Moshe.
The game of peace and enlightenment, it's not in the best of shape, but it's still useful and it's still playable rather. And at one point during the beta testing, it was the time period between one country to another, it was 2 minutes. You had to wait 2 minutes. But now it's 1 minute. But there are no, what do you call it? You can't really use plasmas very much, if at all. But there is enough energy bottles available that you can navigate faster than 2 minutes. And I've tested it, and you can do it very quickly, actually. And you can regenerate energy from the bottles enough to do the navigation. And so you can actually do a lot. So this is something that those who are a bit disappointed about not having any of those treasure chests, this is for those. And you can live without it. Yeah, it's not the same, but nevertheless, it's still playable. Any other comments along this line?
Well, I agree with what you said. For example, the layout that we see right here with the game was from the earlier version in a way, and you see lots of treasure chests there, and quite a bit of W's and M's and whatnot as well. And now temporarily the game has changed until it gets further refined, and we have a lot more of the energy bottles, and the energy bottles are all over the place. There's always 400 of them on the screen at one time, and that makes it easy to pick up energy, and you can pick up more energy than you expend in traveling, and that way accumulate your energy. And that's makes it easier to get around in the game that way. But on the other hand, the secret roles are limited for some people because of the treasure chests are not available for the secret roles, and that could hinder some gameplay. And yeah, so it's basically a different situation that we just need to learn to adapt to, but the actual playing of the game can still give you benefits. And I find the effect is basically calming and balancing. And it tells me to maybe take my mind and emotions off the problems of the day or the problems of the world or my own internal problems and so on and so forth, can be temporarily suspended while playing the game. You become immersed, and somehow the vibes of playing the game are quite healing or soothing, you could say, I find. So it's not like some games that you get into where there's a competitive battle happening. You're fighting some entity or another in most games, and that's how you accumulate your points. But in this game, the accumulation comes from traveling from place to place. So it's very benign that way in terms of it's difficult to hurt someone in this game. You can sort of step on someone's toes by landing on something and taking it before they do, depending on if you're traveling by airplane or traveling by transmutation, and whether you see them before you get there, and so on and so forth. There's a few variables, and it is possible to, in effect, some people say it's stealing the points or the reward at the end. But in effect, most of the time it's accidental stepping on toes rather than a deliberate stealing of the points and prizes. So it's a different, requires a different part of us to play such a game, and it seems to bring out the a more cooperative and easygoing sort of environment. Art says, balance the books, balance the fields. Anybody else like to comment on the game?
I would like to add another aspect. the emotion part that Rick was referring to. You know, we are familiar with other games, and you know there is a certain feeling associated with the game. Here you can also use feeling as well in the navigation process. Say you want to like visit a number of countries and you want to increase the count in those countries to a certain number. And what you could do is, by looking at the map as we are navigating, you move, and instead of like looking at the count, what number you want to reach in the, what do you call it, the scoreboard that there is, you can kind of think in terms of, as you move across the game, think in terms of the map as a map of feeling, and see whether the game playing will become more relaxing. You see a pattern developing on the map, a pattern of emotion. You may want to try it, see what it does. It makes it very relaxing to play the game. And also you get a sense of the emotional, ebbs and flow of emotion in a visual space. And this is another way of looking into the game or playing the game, where what we do is dictated by the emotion we engage with. It's kind of like emotion as a process of manifestation. I hope I'm making some sense, but it's best to try it and then see what happens.
And of course, this ethos of Mitra sinks in as you play the game, the thinking, speaking, and acting good or correctly. So this is one of the, in a way, hidden things behind the game. I think Rick just, in a way, reflected that. But it magically, or through cosmic rays or through other mechanisms, this ethos starts to sink in. This game, I notice it does have a bit of a personality, and we see the resources in a way change, or the way we collect them changes. And maybe this is part of our interacting with different entities at different times as we travel this universe. We sort of have to adjust. When you're in Rome, you do as the Romans do, as they say. So perhaps this, again, is not a game that's permanent and fixed. It more has an entity or a soul within it that is sort of touching us in different ways and bringing us to this purification of the emotions, and that comes through this ethos of Mitra. I saw very much a similarity of where Mr. Keshe is purifying these seeds. And of course, I think this game, playing and absorbing some of the ethos, this is the purification of us as well. So I'm continuing to play. As Mosfeq said, it's not perfect. We need 12 to 24 months to smooth it out, but it seems to be getting better and better. And of course, we can give to the developers of this game, and I think many, many more people will thank this gift that came along to humanity in the future, as this becomes, this game in a way will become the effort of the man to work and collect and to live a less harsh life on this planet. And there's many other features, as we know, that are going to be added in. And of course, the energy dimension of the cosmic ray antennas will be added to the game soon. So it looks very simple. It's designed to look simple and play very simply from a child to a grandmother, but there's many hidden technologies in the game and that are also going to be added or embedded in this game in the future. Also, the understanding of the knowledge, or the compression technology, will also be, the understanding of the compression technology will be embedded into the game. So many, many beautiful features. We're just continuing to perfect it, and so on and so forth. I don't know if that was my game going off, but I did make a move in the background.
No, that was me. I was going to show the game here.
Oh,
and
please. Yeah. Yeah.
It took off on me.
And again, it's a game of not a game to play and win, but a game of cooperation, as Rick said, and collaboration. And this is what we'll do in the universe or in that dimension of space as well. Is this your game, Rick?
Yes. And I just wanted to show the difference. We can see generally, if you look at, you kind of adjust your vision, you can see if you look generally around, there are lots and lots of these energy bottles. You see lots of 10 energy bottles available and layered with others. There's a 10 and a 5 and a 1 all together, for example. And on the other hand, there's not too many W's for books of wisdom or M's for books of meditation. We see one smaller, the small size book of wisdom over here. And generally, when I look around, I don't see any more. There's one little one tucked over here as well. But it would take you forever to get your wisdom points from one book, one point at a time. So it's a slow process if you're not looking for those books of wisdom and sort of pick them up as they go along. There are some larger sizes that you can pick up from time to time if you're quick at it, like Moshfek is. Are you still picking up books of wisdom, Moshfek? Or is that something you're no longer focused on?
I don't do it anymore, and they do appear quite a bit even now, but there is a reason why we don't see it, because in one of the versions, not in this version, these bottles and the resources don't circulate, in the sense that they're there for a few seconds and then next one below it comes up and so forth. But now, if something covers up one of the resources, it doesn't show up anymore. So many times I've noticed that these W's are getting covered up by the energy bottle. And it's quite common, and I have seen it quite a bit. And I mean, people don't see them because you can't see them once it's covered up.
Sometimes you can kind of see them, like this one right here,
Yeah.
for example. You can see the W outline in behind. And it might even be a 5 point. Whoops, it just disappeared. And they do that, unfortunately.
There, I believe it's still there, but yeah, they're
no, it's. I think it's gone. They just evaporate sometimes. So if you were going by airplane
Yes.
and had already tagged that one, by the time you got there, you would have lost it. Even it would have been tough with transmutation in that sense. But there's one right beside it with another one.
If you go down to Chile, below there, next to Argentina, I think you had a 10 plus energy drink with a square. And this could be a W, Book of Wisdom, or it could be an M, Book of Meditation. So that's what that one on top of the other sort of shows. And sometimes you take a chance, and other times you could land on something and there's many more resources than what appeared on the surface. I've noticed this a number of times. And then, of course, you can just rest at a certain position. And in this mode, or how the game is set, you can actually continue to collect energy.
Yes, that's
Almost
another
like the
technique.
nanomaterial, it gives up its resources or what it's holding, and then it sits there and absorbs more from the environment. I see a lot of similarities to what Mr. Keshe is teaching and the way this game is played, especially in the levels of the creation, let's say, or even the creator is also within the soul of the universe trying to perhaps move into a different level. So it's very similar, but yet it's all within the same structure. So this has a method of teaching within it too. And of course, emotions are created, as Rick said, when you land on a spot that someone else or the message comes up, resource already claimed, but you think it was yours, or you deserved it because you spent energy to get there. But this is part of balancing the emotions and realizing it's all part of the totality or the collective. So whether I collect it or someone else collects it, it's all going to be given back into the structure at some point in time.
I have discovered an uncanny attribute, or sometimes it's kind of like, it feels strange. Because there are 400 items, the computer program is trying to not exceed that number. So what happens is the things disappear very quickly as you click on these resources. Other parts of the game rearranges just by your click, even when there is nobody very active. But when there are several people active, things disappear like you're, under your click kind of thing. It's kind of unusual, it's unpredictable, but it has its kind of fun part too. Things are not as predictable. So there is this attribute that I've noticed, especially you won't see it in not the non-world version of it because there are less players, but in world version when it's busy, this happens more than, and it becomes kind of, one can get upset, but at the same time, well, there are plenty of it. So if you miss a few, there is always plenty to go for.
Yeah,
And
it
so,
seems like you pick a flower and another one almost pops up instantaneously. Maybe
yes, exactly the point. So there is no shortage of resources. So one has to not think in terms of, as the discussion of stealing was coming. But there is so much of it. Why worry that somebody accidentally got the one that I had my heart set on? Why get too attached to these resources?
Well, that's exactly what you learn is the technique of detachment, essentially, because if you get too attached to getting points in the game or getting the cash and so on, then you're going to get stuck because you might not, your expectation may not be fulfilled, and that could be frustrating, and that could lead you to examining your own ethics and your own ethos about that, and whether you really deserve it. Is this something that you worked for and therefore you kind of deserve it? And all these different considerations come up, and it's good work for oneself to examine oneself that way and see where our real emotions and beliefs lie. And it can the fluidity of the game is like life. Life is fluid as well. And sometimes we get into a rut and we think that we know it's going to happen and it's all predictable and so on. But then something, usually if we get into that frame of mind, something will kind of hit us on the side of the head, basically, and we'll realize that life is much more fluid and dynamic than what we were seeing at that time. And the same in the game. It's got surprises that it takes twists and turns as the developers work through the issues and whatnot. And we learn to adapt. And here's a good example is I've been in this one location, and I've already used the resources from that location, and this is the third time that I'm able to click on it and pick up, let me see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 energy bottles showed up in just the last minute. And I already got 4 or 5 just before that. So just by sitting in one position, you can accumulate the energy, like Mark was mentioning. It's like the energy of the universe is all around us, and perhaps we don't have to scurry and run around and accumulate this energy, which we call money. And perhaps there's a way it will come to us without having to go out and travel in the world and do all the jobs that we do and whatnot. Perhaps the environment will change where we're able to accumulate that energy and or money, what we call money, but it's energy is what we really need. And we'll have more of that as we learn to extract it from our environment.
I think it's also processing this emotion of greed, which
yes,
underlying emotion that apparently only humanity possesses, but we've contaminated others in the universe or other entities with this emotion of greed, this emotion of greed for position, emotion of greed for power, emotion of greed for wealth, when we know the wealth is within us, not belonging to us. And then that emotion of greed to possess. And this game has a lot of hidden features in it. You can give to yourself, you can give to others, and so on and so forth. I don't think we've just started to scratch the surface of this. And as we know, once the cosmic ray antenna, this game is going to become quite lively, I believe. And more will catch on that if you can get an apple or the energy of an apple for just 1/4 of 1 penny and have that same emotion of satisfaction and taste of an apple without destroying an apple, this for 1/4 of a penny or 1/2 a penny, and you're earning these resources or coins within the game. This is where we say that this Keshe coin will become the effort of the man, because it makes life less harsh to live on this planet. And eventually all the other structures will be sort of subsumed within this structure, but that will come at a later time. Right now, it's just the beginning, and it's just the development, perhaps, that the others in the future can enjoy life without peace and suffering and so much war and so on. But it's a process, and you can participate in it, you can help develop it, you can help support it.
Hey, Mark, how are we going to play the game if all the borders become erased? Like if China and Russia become one, then this is all one, this will become all one color in this area. It'll be one, the border will no longer be there. And what if all countries start to do that? And we end up a borderless world, we won't be able to play the game anymore.
Oh, there'll be a little bit of a change put into it. But as we know, where we're going into the bigger city out of this little village of Earth, there are no borders. So perhaps we will see the borders dissolve in this game as well, and it'll be a different approach as a one planet nation. That's what I said. The game is being tweaked and changing in the background. Again, for the elevation or the tuning of our brains, as he said. We're tuning your brain.
You could say that the erasure of the borders would indicate the success of the game. because it is for peace and enlightenment. And if peace comes through erasing borders, imagine the game would reflect those borders being erased. So suddenly we see China and Russia as
Exactly what
one
I was going
color,
to say. Yes,
and perhaps the US and a bunch of other countries become one color, and maybe all of Africa becomes one color as they erase their borders, and all of Europe, of course, which should be erased borders anyway. And then all of the individual areas merge to become one. And perhaps that's in a way, that singularity that they talk about that we're moving toward. Meanwhile, I've accumulated more energy bottles at my bottle depot in, was it Sri Lanka here or something?
You mean you didn't have to work at it?
I didn't have to work at it. I just had to wait. You just have to be patient. Patience is definitely a virtue in the game of peace and enlightenment, as well as the game of life. All right, anything else we need to add about the game of peace and enlightenment? All right, well, perhaps we can move on to our next great thing here, which is we have a video produced by Ed Weatheroff with the use of AI, and it's from the 643rd Knowledge Seekers Workshop. It's called Architecture of the Soul. Seems to be what the AI called it. And we'll play that now. It's about 11 minutes.
Hey everyone, welcome. Go ahead and just settle in for a moment. Take a nice, comfortable breath and let go of whatever rush you've been dealing with today. I am so glad you're here with us. Today we're taking a deeply contemplative journey into the teachings of KSW 643. We're going to be exploring some really profound concepts about the architecture of the human soul, our ultimate universal destination, and the hidden purpose behind our everyday existence. We're definitely going to take our time with this, just moving gently so these vast cosmic ideas have plenty of space to unfold. Okay, let's dive right into this deeply fascinating material.
Now, I want you to pause for a second and really think about this. When you close your eyes at night, when your physical body finally goes to sleep, where exactly do you go? We all have dreams, right? Sometimes we visit the same places, see the same faces, or even reunite with people who have long passed on. But is that just a random firing of neurons in the brain, or is there a much deeper, universal journey happening while you're resting?
So here is our peaceful little roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with the universal double life, then explore body, knowledge, and soul. After that, we'll look at the myth of accidents, the loop of infinity, the ethos of Mitra, and finally, your universal destination.
All right, section 1, the universal double life.
You know, behind the veil of our sleep, our soul isn't just wandering around randomly. Instead, it's actually actively paying a visit or paying homage to its final universal destination. Think of it kind of like a bird meticulously building a nest for when its time in the physical world comes to an end. Every single night, while your physical body rests in bed, your soul is out there placing another brick, another stick, another soft feather in the exact place where it will eventually reside. You're literally preparing your future home, making sure that you don't step out of this life and become, as the source text calls it, homeless in the universe.
Moving smoothly along to Section 2, Body, Knowledge, and Soul.
Just to keep us perfectly grounded here, let's gently define two really crucial acronyms that pop up throughout the source material. The first one is STM, which stands for the soul of the man. This is your eternal, spiritual entity. The second is STP, or the soul of physicality. This represents the energy, the essence, and the attachment of your physical body. Understanding the intricate dance between the STM and the STP is absolutely key to unlocking this entire philosophy.
Now, the text uses a pretty unconventional analogy, a triangle made up of a husband, a wife, and a mistress to explain this duality. Let's just look at it objectively for a moment. In this metaphor, the wife represents our physicality, the part of us that stays firmly planted in the physical dimension, just resting in bed. The mistress represents the eternal soul and its true universal destination, where it travels at night. And the husband represents knowledge. Knowledge is the bridge. It travels between both worlds, sharing information and ensuring that whatever is experienced in the physical world is communicated to the soul and vice versa. It's such a vivid way to explain how we lead this double life without even consciously realizing it.
Which brings us to Section 3, the myth of accidents.
According to this teaching, true accidents simply do not exist in the way we usually think they do. Departures from this life are never, ever truly random. A natural death is described as a gradual transition. It's like taking weekend trips over time to find a beautiful house, slowly preparing the nest until you're completely ready to move. An accidental death, on the other hand, is likened to an emergency exit. It's like having to pack all your bags overnight and move suddenly because of a threat. But here's the beautiful part. In both scenarios, the text emphasizes that the destination has already been agreed upon and fully accepted by the soul.
There is a quote from the source material that I find to be profoundly comforting. It's all planned by the soul, and like a puppet on a string, your physicality follows. Whether it's what we perceive as a sudden, tragic accident or just the natural fading of old age, the physical body is ultimately guided by the soul's deeper, incredibly vast plan. The soul has already RSVP'd yes to its new cosmic home.
All right, Section 4, the loop of infinity. During the original teaching, the speaker actually took a moment to sketch out what's called the loop of infinity, which looks like a figure 8. This shape perfectly represents the intricate, continuous flow of energy and the shifting balance of power between the soul of the man and the soul of physicality over the course of our lives.
Let's slowly walk through how this loop operates chronologically. In the baby stage, physicality spreads out and grows, while the soul starts out small in physical size. As life goes on, we reach a point of equalization where the two fields balance each other out. But eventually, we hit step 3, the saturation point. This is when the physicality has consumed and gathered just a bit too much earthly energy. It pushes this energy over to the soul until the soul becomes incredibly strong. Strong enough, as step 4 shows, to finally depart its physical vessel and launch to its universal destiny, almost like a shooting star.
And this whole process is governed by a beautifully simple concept called the law of plasma. It dictates that in the universe, it is strength that counts, not physical size. Even though the eternal soul might seem physically smaller or completely unseen compared to our tangible bodies, it acts as a dense, concentrated center of power. As the physical body lives and experiences things, it feeds strength into the soul, loading it up until it holds this immense, concentrated power capable of launching it to its final destination. which leads to this absolutely staggering realization. Just like ancient reptiles have this natural instinct to shed their skin or consciously drop a tail to escape a threat, the teaching suggests that humans have a deeply buried latent ability to consciously decide the exact time of our own soul's departure. We actually once had the ability to separate the physical from the spiritual smoothly, without any suffering, knowing precisely when our nest in the universe was fully ready for us.
Section 5. The Ethos of Mitra.
So, how do we get back to that? The answer provided in the source is breathtakingly simple, though definitely challenging in practice. It requires aligning our physical lives with what is called the ethos of Mitra. This basically means choosing to live completely without deception or lies. It means avoiding cheating, violence, and actively stopping ourselves from committing wrongs. By purifying our physical actions, we remove the static and all those heavy barriers. We align our physical body with our spiritual energy, using pure emotion as the ultimate cosmic catalyst to bridge the gap. The practical application of this pure emotion is so fascinating. When you purify your conduct and harness an emotion like deep, genuine love, you stop being a passive dreamer. You can actually master your dreams. You can literally put your head on your pillow with a pure, joyous desire to see a departed loved one, say a parent or a grandparent, and consciously arrange a meeting with them in the universal dimensions. Your soul uses that pure emotional catalyst to travel exactly where you intend it to go.
And finally, Section 6. Your Universal Destination. Really understanding this cosmic connection to something deeply liberating. It completely frees us from the fear and the heavy suffering of the physical world. When we live ethically and align our inner and outer worlds, the text suggests we transform into what are called the children of Mitra. We become seamlessly integrated into the universal energy, fully capable of manifesting in other dimensions. We are no longer restricted by the heavy anchor of physicality, but flowing freely out into the stars and galaxies.
I just want to share this quote with you and really let the weight of it settle in. Even the Creator is on the journey of souls in the vast dimension of the unicos. You are never alone in this process. Everything, from the smallest blade of grass to the Creator of the universe itself, is a part of this grand, continuous journey of movement, discovery, and beautiful energetic evolution. As we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought to just peacefully mull over today. The text mentions that the universal home you are building right now sits like a boat on the river of the universe, and it is your daily conduct that determines which direction it flows. So I have to ask you, how is your daily conduct steering your boat? Are your everyday actions and your pure emotions carrying you beautifully toward your ultimate cosmic destination? Thank you so much for taking this gentle, unhurried journey with me today. Take care of yourselves and, of course, your eternal souls.
All right. Well, that was an interesting understanding of the last 643rd Knowledge Seekers Workshop, brought to you by AI and Ed. And now we have the knowledge and understanding of the last Knowledge Seekers Workshop, brought to you by a human, Stefania.
Hey, thank you. I hope to be same level. Was really great.
I think you I can easily outdo the AI. Thank you, Stefania.
Yeah, I mean, that was amazing. I have to actually stay into at least 11 minutes, no longer, because I end up talk. But I hope to be good as the summary that the friend that I did. I mean, definitely is a good help to have him on board. So regarding the 643, is another mind-blowing workshop, like I said, every weekend. I really consider, the AI just summarized very well. It did its best to summarize the first part, but I suggest everyone to go in and read the first part on your own. And even how I summarize, again, is my perception or my understanding of what Mr. Keshe said. But definitely for me, what stood in my mind was the drawing of the infinite loop, because what I get from that draw was the fact that Mr. Keshe draw the fact that the soul of the man, he drew very big at the beginning, and so he drew the soul of physicality very small, if you remember. So, but he also said that the soul of the man, sorry, that that as the baby was infant, the fact that the soul was actually bigger in size doesn't mean it was strong in strength. Matter of fact, it happened the reverse. Even though the soul of the man was bigger, the circle was bigger, is inside, but actually was weaker in strength. So as the time go by, it looked like the soul of physicality, it's feeding the soul of the man. This is my interpretation. And there is a point where they get where they get imbalanced, where the soul of the man and soul of physicality are the same size and equal balance point. But then when we go in towards get older, and then time of departure doesn't mean actually we're getting older, because people can die in age. But towards the time of departure, it looked like if the soul of physicality has given out so much, and it just become empty, like a point of saturation where the soul of the man becomes so strong that there is this departure of the soul. So for me, because then Mr. Keshe said in the first part, it's very important for us to accept both of the dimensions, so both of the reality. We have to acknowledge, like the wife and the mistress, or the husband and the mistress, no? So we have to acknowledge the both to be able to find that balance that allow us to live as much as we want. So we can actually, with precision, decide when to live. If we accept both dimensions. And to me, interpretation on the fact that we need to learn how to feed the soul of physicality through the soul of the man, and vice versa, how to feed it both. For me, that is the goal of keeping both souls same size. So you find this balance, and this balance, it's when they both are becoming one. So that's why you said you can become the mistress whenever you want. You can decide when to be the soul of the man and when to be the soul of physicality. If you understand the both, you can really play this game of when to be one, when to be the other, how can fit one, how can fit the other. So in this way, you never come to this point of saturation, where the soul of physicality is empty, and then it's the point the soul of the man becomes so strong and going to the next cycle. I mean, it's not bad even going to the next cycle, but definitely from my understanding, all this teaching and the reason why we are here in this world is to learn how to live both lives at the same time and feed one from the other and create this harmony. I speak it fast because I got short times, so I hope you understand when I speak fast. So you understand the conduct is important, like the nice AI told us. If we're going after the pause, Mr. Keshe tell us a lot of important information about the space city. You know, they're going to be building flying cars. I mean, if they already build them there, they're going to have a cosmo food. So, you know, now we go bio, but bio already is really bio because everything's polluted. Anyway, as you know, in the past teaching, Mr. Keshe is really into these pure seeds, and he wants to really create in this cosmo food. So very soon in the shell of China, to start with, we're going to have the cosmo food. They will be next to bio food. And I hope the people become more and more aware of the cosmo food because it's the food made with cosmic ray. So the purest seed, you will have a food made in the purest condition possible can ever be. So the space city, they're gonna, you know, from my understanding, they have a big space for agriculture to create this environment for cosmic ray and having this cosmo food. And because he really got into in the second part in details, he gave us a healthy tips how to stay healthy. So I really recommend no toothpaste at all. And he told us many times before how the toothpaste deplete the body. It actually makes us sick. So really look for that explanation and try to understand what Mr. Keshe said. He's got really into the importance of eating healthy. He's given also some tips on preventing heart attack. Very simple tips. When you wake up in the morning and you switch from one dimension to another, just take some time to just wake up suddenly. It just gives a lot of tips. You can look there. It gives the importance, regarding the space city of the universal unit, how it would be important. Also, the people who have the cosmic ray ball attaching to the universal system, this connection this will be like a big energy grid, like the satellite, but made with cosmic ray. We are building with this universal unit and cosmic ray and all this cosmic product. He goes also there was a lot of interesting question. A great news was about One Planet, One Nation. The fact that the Russia and China, they're gonna be united. They're gonna have the experiment where they're gonna drop the border, and maybe this is gonna be the beginning of one nation, one race. So we're not gonna need to have these wars because we're gonna, we have to be prepared to become a citizen of the universe. So we need to get rid of this border because we're all humans. Anyway, the soul are the same. We understood that. So then, Mr. Keshe, don't miss the second part because there are very interesting questions about Filippo, the Don on the he showed this perfect system made from a very quite well-known knowledge seeker, and but Mr. Keshe make this. He was looking this chart. He said, "Okay, the procedure of making the cups they've been really good, but in this picture, obviously didn't know that this knowledge seeker just moved the cups there, and was a temporary situation." Because the place was small, he put them all there in a very small place. But Mr. Keshe, by seeing the picture and don't know the history behind, he make a good remark there that doesn't matter how good are your 5 cup, how precise you build them in, but you have to consider the environment. Because if the cups are close to a radiator where there is a water flow there, or a wall where you got electricity flow there, or metal window and or close to other cups, you don't know what you're getting. So it's very important, the environment. So remember the fish in the tanks. And this for me, I got a lot of questions on this matter that I will discuss tomorrow with Rick, because, for example, I'm going to go very soon in this trip on these pyramids. And everyone said to me, oh my God, now you're sensitive. If you go in there, the environment can be not so good for you. You have to be careful. And anyway, I don't want to go into any fear, but I'm going to talk about this tomorrow with you, Rick, because I got some questions to ask you, some things to understand, because I still I'm confused on different things. For example, in the draw that Mr. Keshe draw on the infinity loop, clearly the soul physicality ran out of energy. And I think he ran out of energy because he couldn't master both dimensions. So how to get fed from the soul, I assume. And by the other hand, you see with the question of Filippo, the environment's going to matter. It can be the perfect reactor, but the environment always got some effect on you. So I need to understand, especially for us, that we are become more and more sensitive to the energy side, how we can preserve this energy in the best way, and how can we keep this balance with the soul of physicality and the soul of man in the best way, so we can go to any environment. I don't have to have fear to go to cemetery, because some people say, I don't go in the cemetery. Other ones say, don't go in ancient places. Or other people say, don't go. So I need to understand, because I'm sure that if I'm work well in both dimensions, I can overpass the environment. But I'm going to discuss this tomorrow. On the other hand, Mr. Keshe is going to go in depth, the tips on another really great topic on the breathing, the importance of the breathing, importance of the fact that with the breathing you can literally keep yourself healthy, and they give you a different position. It can give you a different history on how the breathing is directly connected on the lymph, how the lymph is directly connected with the heart, with the heart chamber, with the quality of the blood, with the health of the whole body, how you can control for the pressure, high blood pressure, and so give you the exact average blood pressure, the minus and the maximum that are good for keep a healthy body. And it goes into the importance to understand also the eating healthy. And here we go back to the cosmic food, and also to understand how our body works on the physiology of the body. So how the movements are important, how even the breathing, the count of the breathings, it gives you like breathing, it gives you a different position. And then you can look at in workshop in the second part, and they give you the timing of the breathing. So holding, breathing for 4 steps, for 4 count, holding for 2, breathe out for 4. And in the soul teaching, in the private teaching, we discussed this a lot between us to try and understand what he meant, why he tell us what he meant, the breathe in, breathe out, all the connection of what we learned so far. We try to understand all this in the workshop of last week. And then it goes more in depth, the importance of eating good food, and now I cannot remember anything else. But I think I passed my 10 minutes, so I'm gonna give over to anyone who remember everything else about the workshop of last week. But I do recommend you to go in and really listen carefully, study deeply. And for example, again, remember in the first part, it said the purity of emotion. At the end of the day, the purity of the emotion is the fast track who can overcome all the physicality, all the, I suppose, the environment too. So work on the emotion is the key. Okay, thank you so much. I spoke really fast. Bye.
Oh, it's very good. Concentrated,
Thank
but
you.
good. Thank you. Well, perhaps we can move into the next excerpt from the last Knowledge Seekers workshop, which is news about the Keshe Foundation from Mr. Keshe. And it's about 15 minutes. So think it's appropriate to move into that. All right, I'll share that now. It's news from Mr. Keshe in the 643rd Knowledge Seekers Workshop.
As usual, we are ready to move. What we call the space city is taking shape beautifully, step by step. We added one more section to the research part. Now is two, more or less three people have taken their positions and their work in the research. Third one is halfway between two countries, hopefully. But we see now this research center, according to what you offer us, what you put on the table, which is good, and we can develop further, take shapes. As I said, the new research center, hopefully, when we accept it fully, has 40 research centers, rooms, laboratories. The present research center, we have a lot of rooms. 3 rooms are occupied. By the end of the year, we hope to have at least a couple of hundred research rooms available for you, knowledge research, to take a position temporarily or permanently as part of the space city, which is getting built very nicely gradually in China. In so many ways, the Keshe knowledge seekers are working so hard. The hardest one was to fit in the first one. And he's sitting there cushion, he's hearing us, and he knows every effort is made to make life comfortable for him. And the second one has just moved, seen what he needs to do. And the third one is already said. One took position long before we took over the lab, and he locked it up and he walked away and he went on until he comes back. So in a way, 4 of the research rooms are already locked up. Come up with a proposal which is not behind us, not below us, or something we already passed, but something which brings prosperity to humanity and brings us to be part of, then we talk. I receive a lot of proposals. Keep on coming, but it has to be practical, it has to be realistic. It has to be something that is not just a thought. You have done something and we can back it to what we call test it and go ahead. I already know a 5th one, and I'm getting more or less involved in that test myself directly. And if it works, another knowledge seekers will take a seat in the research center of the space city, of their own, of course, of their own ability and what they can bring. Nothing is too small, and we are not prejudiced about color, race, religion, language, or whatever. The center is becoming a language translation center. You want Germans, you want English, you want Chinese. Any language you come in, you can't speak, we get it translated to the language we understand. At the moment, what we call development, the Keshe Foundation, ONNs, has 2 sides. One is development of the hardware and the programs, and one is the development of the what we call the Keshe Foundation side, the space technology side. And as we see the K8s, what we call 8Ks of the units which you have, and then we have a master unit which is the control ones. I see a rapid need, especially in the past couple of weeks with the new AR chips which are coming to market, to protect these. And this has become another obstacle, another position to consider on the physical side of the system. And the development of the what I call, we looked at it last week, those are involved, and what we call universal spherical aerials, which we can transmit from the same unit everything we need. Which means not only receives information and passes on the energy from the apple to juice and whatever, it is simultaneously to everyone on this planet and beyond in the universe. One of our knowledge seekers, as I'm speaking, is connected to a system and measuring things in the background. I keep on getting the graphs. It's not just I teach here. The system is getting tested on knowledge seekers in the background, how the new structure will work and what we need to do with it. So instead of what I call, if you remember the old systems, you had a post and it was something on, and BBC used to go beep beep and it goes spherical all the way around. This is a reality of today. We not only developing, this development delays us maybe by a few weeks, but it'll be embedded in the boxes than sticking outside the boxes. And what this means is that we can, this second, transmit to you all vitamin C, adjust the system internally with all the ONNs around the world, you receive vitamin K. We see the emotion of a nation going towards conflict. We can change, set the system that it changes the emotion. Developing it is not very hard. It's a hardware. We know how to develop it. Part of it is already developed. And then this allows us to feed you, enlighten you, open the knowledge of the universe to every soul. And this is part of the work which is getting done now. Then we can control or be part of, because you carry, those of you who bought these cosmic ray balls, you all have a specific soul. You haven't bought it just because you bought it. This collection of these is what are called cosmic ray balls, which will be connected to other one ends, is like what we call the satellites. It connects, it brings in, and allows us to connect with the dimension of physicality. The machine holds the dimension of the communication and transmission. You people with the cosmic ray balls in your hands or in your system, you are the one who decide the rhythm of the universe. You're the rhythm of the humanity. And not common people bought this. Any of you who bought these cosmic balls, if you bought it with a pure intention of changing, not yourself, elevating yourself, you are a special people and you are connected to one another. Your pure emotions will set the scene for the rest of the humanity. You do not know what I did with you, but you're exactly where I want you to be. When it connects to man's condition through this, what we call cosmic rays, we connect your souls to the system. And then you understand when it works, and then you understand you carry the emotion of peace. It will become the fingerprint of the one ends. Same material, same process, same understanding. And gradually we build it up. My worry is that how long will it be before our mechanical side, or we call human side computers team, will bring that we can test. When we do the first test, which was supposed to be on last Thursday or last Friday, then we see a bigger picture. And then we'll see how we can do it. One of my ideas is to drop a few of these ONOs with the new satellite, what we call universal antennas, deep in the seas, and see how we change the animals. We have a very, very specific situation which has risen is out of the work of the knowledge seekers that in next few weeks, hopefully for the first time, we can monitor the effect of the field and what I want to transfer to a live animal to see if we can change it. I did this test originally in Ghana with the fishery ministry, where we could see the suffering of the fish in the net, and we changed it. I want to know now if we can change the physical changes inside the body of the, what do you call, the fish, to see if we can remove cancer agents directly by consumption, which then becomes part of the work for us that we can transmit what we call the fields through the body of the man. And I was talking to our sales team. We are not selling the thing. What I asked them to be, you will see most of the Chinese supermarkets very soon as the products hit the market, is that I asked that Keshe Foundation products, you got bio. We call our product Cosmo. That's all it is, cosmic product. And I asked them to ask the shops to put the product as a Cosmo exactly next to bio, with all the benefits, no chemical, nothing, but at the price of normal food. You Chinese, you will see our products in your shops in the coming days and weeks, and some will hit you very soon. Most of it's already bought. You will see Cosmo products instead of bio product next to each other. Cosmo products is much cleaner, has no additive, no fertilizer, because with the bio you still use manure, which the manure, if you use manure, which is vitamin or antibiotics given to the animal, you cannot control. The bios are a joke, but we put the Cosmo next to bio, and then we offer it the same price as a poor man can buy, as a rich man can buy, with all the advantages, exactly the way our grandfathers used to do it. This is where the Keshe Foundation technology hits the market. We are in it. We are not going to do it. All the things you see are the part of the Keshe Foundation agriculture, except one product which comes from a specific plant, which we spend a lot of money on it because it's a research center. The rest should be the same price, bio clean product. We have tons of square meters, thousands of square meters in process and coming up. You will see you don't need to pay huge prices for they even now have biocontamination. What is acceptable to be in bio? Nothing is accepted. We call it the Cosmo products, which come into the markets in the next 2 or 3 years. You see it's a Keshe Foundation product, and is pure, and is the price where the poor man on the street can afford to live a healthy life. That's where our investment and research is going. That's where what you donate, you buy from us, we're investing in. You'll see the product is already in the market in Chinese. Some Chinese are buying it. Our staff are eating it. So that will change people when, but the thing is, it has what I call the soul in the food. It changes your energy balance, because you will see very soon the Keshe Foundation agriculture will promote Chinese herbs, which we grow. The same price as what you buy, maybe cheaper than what you buy in the market. But with the advantage that the Chinese herbs will have the power they had 100 years ago, 50 years ago, before the fertilizers and everything else comes in. We don't use any fertilizer. I can show you the video is ready, but I wasn't happy with the product, the final finish. Our team has to put in there the Cosmo product and promote it the right way, that it brings a new knowledge. We are not just teaching you, we are changing your life in a way through the research and development. Look in your shops in the coming up, look in internet, you look Cosmo products. It's a Keshe Foundation product which comes a cosmic rays, no nothing. We test bio, we find chemicals in it because it comes from antibiotics, from the manure. Keshe Foundation is total, pure. And then you see how we're entering the game from the Space City. First of all, Wuhan, Jindao, Beijing, and the rest of it. We set ourselves in the heart of the agricultural lands of China. And we hit people through the stomach. They feel the change, they feel the wealth, they feel the change and the purity of goods. Then you do the breathing, then you do the exercise, then you find why I was so far from myself.
Is the mic closed?
Nope, we just have a
I just want to
pause.
say, Rick, I just want to say I forgot something important about the last teaching that Mr. Keshe has got some space for people who have project to help to for humanity. Any project is good for improvement in the situation in the world for all humanity. Mr. Keshe has got some room available in the Space Center. This was good. Was in the announcement in the second part. I just want to add this.
Okay. Great, thank you, Stefania. Okay, get back to our program here. And I believe it's time for transmutation with Moshfek, if he's available.
Well, I think it's isn't it too late today? I may skip it for that reason. We're past 2 hours mark now, and we still have some stuff to cover.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Let's skip that, and I'll do it tomorrow, next time.
Okay. Do we have any information on the cosmic ray transmission session for May? Is that does anyone know if that's still on? Is it on for the coming Friday, or is it postponed into June? Maybe I should look at
I
the
think
website.
they're just waiting. Yeah, you can check in the store, see if anything's changed, but I think they're just waiting for some sort of system that's being completed. They're not going to just do a session just because it's May. Maybe we'll hear more this Thursday. But again, the overall emphasis, whether you join one or many, is to keep the Keshe Foundation free for humanity. So the developments and what you're hearing about in these other 35 rooms or whatever that are left, and that's expanding, of course, can do its work. So this is part of our support for the Keshe Foundation. You may receive a little gift, something balanced in your physicality, but mostly the bigger structure is being enhanced by your participation. And if you don't feel, if you're not comfortable in participating in this, you can also buy a ticket for someone else to participate in this whole program. And it helps the foundation perfect and the team to learn more about what they're working with. And so in a way, you're a paid guinea pig, as Mr. Keshe has alluded to more than once.
I see that it hasn't been updated for June or May at this point, so we'll await further information on that in the Knowledge Seekers workshop.
And when I said you're a paid guinea pig, the guinea pig does the paying in this example. The guinea pig is not paid, but you are paid in a way in the balance of the fields and all the rest of the beautiful work that we see coming out of this. This process will probably continue as more and more, just like the game, structures need to be perfected. As he said, he's testing the transfer of emotions on an animal, and then I think we'll bring it into the human. But whether that'll be in 5 years, 1 year, we'll see.
Things are progressing rapidly in the world, so who knows what the future will behold for us. Well, how about we move into our needs and wishes part of the program? And
Thank you, my dear Rick.
work toward wrapping up
Thank
after
you so,
that.
so much.
We'll have a 30-second moment of silence after each of these needs and wishes. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you so much, needs and wishes, beautiful souls. We, the Universal Council, elevate the soul of the leaders and their population throughout the American continent to live in harmony, respecting each nation as equals. Our wish is our command. We are present.
We, the Universal Council, give from our soul collectively to protect all the world and Iran from all evil.
We, the Universal Council, give from our soul for the protection of those living with fear in natural disaster areas, and our soul wishes to help cover all emotional and physical needs. Our wish is our command. We are present. We, the Universal Council, elevate the souls of the leaders involved in conflicts in Sudan and other areas only by greed and with unconditional love and inner peace, so that they respect the lives of all population because they are sovereign and free. Our wish is our command. We are present.
We, the Universal Council, give through our souls that Russia and Ukraine can find peace for the sake of all the families of the planet.
We, the Universal Council, give freely our soul to elevate the soul of the leaders to achieve peace in the Middle East now.
Okay, that brings us to near the end of our program here. Before we go further, I'd like to just check in with our attendees here to see if they have any questions or comments or wishes. The microphones are available if you would like to open and say something.
I was going to say, Rick, if they'd like to formulate a wish, they could put it in the chat, and I'm sure the Universal Council will pick it up and, if appropriate, put it into the program, and they could actually read it, perhaps. Or any wish you could read, but just a suggestion.
Okay, I thought we had a microphone open temporarily there, but I don't see any. Oh, Jimbani.
Yeah, Dibani. I wish the elevation of the soul of those who instigate war through their talks, actions, and hope everyone take the path of peace and we celebrate it each corner of earth. My wish is my command.
We are present, my dear. Thank you.
Our wishes we command.
Yes, thank you, Shibani. Anyone else like to say anything? Okay, well, we can move on to our last phase here.
Thank you, my dear Rick. We are here to serve dear beautiful souls, not to be served, but to be in this level of beauty and totality. Thank you so much, and welcome, welcome, welcome to Swagatam into the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization, dear beautiful souls. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the beautiful energy of all souls in existence. Welcome, welcome to the beautiful energy of all universal souls. We are in this one planet, one mission, one race for justice and world peace. Thank you for being here always. Gratitude, gratitude from the core of my heart and soul. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute the Universal Council.
Great. Thank you, Shweta. And of course, thanks to all the members and support members of the Universal Council who put together these programs each week and work in the background to support world peace and the connection to the universal community.
I Alex, little
Go ahead.
Okay, only say thank you so much, beautiful soul, because we construct the peace. I remember when Mr. Keshe said, hey, you, when you breathe it, you in thank you from the cosmic rays, from the creator. And when you out, give it to the others and your environment, give it you love, of course, give you soul. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Lucy. And thank you also for providing the programs to me every week and the videos and so on, and organizing all that. It's a lot of work, I realize, and people can appreciate that. All right. You see, that completes our program today for the 432nd One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, May 26, 2026. And our next public teaching workshop will be the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which I host every week, and it's open to the public, and we address things of the plasma technology of one kind or another, and open to a variety of topics. And it's a good place if you have any questions, like Stefania mentioned earlier. She'll be bringing some questions into that workshop, and we will address it. And that goes for if you have any projects, plasma projects that you're working on. We would love to see them in that venue as well. And that starts at the 7 a.m. Central European Summertime on Wednesday, May 27th. Okay, that's about it, other than the Knowledge Seekers Workshop, of course, coming up on May 28th on Thursday. As far as we know, it'll be at the usual 9 a.m. Central European Summertime. All right, I think we're ready to go out in our usual manner.
Hey, beautiful
Weather.
souls, how about some human dance?
A little song and dance to go out to brighten your
Clap,
day.
clap, and dance. Clap, clap, and dance. Dance, beautiful souls. Feel joy always. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, may you clap and dance your way into the day. And thank you, everybody, for attending today's workshop. And we hope to see you in the following workshops as well. Bye for now.